Welcome back to the JDW Sports Talk Show, where every fan is welcome. In today's episode, we will be talking about Mike Strachan and his chances to make the Indianapolis Colts roster as a undrafted free agent wide receiver. The Colts have had this streak for the undrafted free agents for quite some time, 22 years, 22 years straight. We've had an undrafted guy come in and ultimately make the roster. Complete his journey, that dream to play in the NFL. And ultimately secure a roster spot for the season. And last year was hot rod. And there's plenty of guys who can make it this year. And can Mike Strachan be that guy? He could, but the wide receiver room was definitely young and it will not be easy to get into. We have a lot of young guys who are going to make a difference. We're going to work hard to get a lot of snaps. We're going to work hard to ultimately have a great season and bring this football club to championship caliber, championship levels. And your first guy who is probably going to be your number one wide receiver next year is Michael Pittman. I'm excited to see Michael Pittman come in and make a big difference. Michael Pittman, in the three most important games last season versus the Titans, the Packers, and the Bills, were all of his three best games. So that proves you right there that he's ready. He was ready off the get go. He's gonna play big in those big games and show you that he's gonna be there in those big time moments. So I'm happy to see him excelling in the biggest games as well. Because you see a lot of rookies struggling with that. And then you go to Paris Campbell, deep threat guy who has really been unlucky to say the least. He can't stay on the field, but nonetheless, from the very little time he was on the field, he was a big playmaker and he was a threat to make a big play, score a touchdown, to do anything. He's one of those dudes that all you have to do is give him the ball and he'll make defenses pay, and you got to give him a chance just to run, just make a play, and he's a home run touchdown. He's a home run. And then you have your guys in Zach Pascal and T.Y. Hilton. T.Y. Hilton definitely not what he was at, an earlier part in his career. Definitely not in his prime. Definitely, getting past the prime. And, last season you did see it in him. His legs were slowing down. They did a few times when he caught the ball, and he could have really ran. He didn't really run as fast as he usually did. In some years past, he's just not as fast as he was. But he has evolved his game to, be a really good route runner, to be an awesome route runner, to have solid hands, and be a good receiver, a good veteran receiver that you can rely on. And then you have a guy in Zach Pascal who could come in and is a really solid number two. He's more of a boundary guy, but he could come in and make a big difference. Really excited to see him come in and make a big difference. Last season he was really solid, making those big catches once in a while and having those big games. I love Zach Pascal. He's one of the best depth receivers in the game, one of the best backups in the game that doesn't see the field, that's not going to see the field that much. That being said, I don't think T.Y. Hilton's going to see the field that much, just because, of the younger guys coming in. Other than that, you have your DeMichael Harris, who's very versatile, big fat, or not big, but he's a fast dude. You have your Ashton Doolin, who I don't think is going to make the roster. I could see someone else taking that. You have Dez competing for a roster spot. You have Tyler Vaughn, who really has the potential to beat him out. This wide receiver group is definitely going to be a difficult one to make for any player. Every player in this room is going to have to fight if they want a starting job in this roster. So I'm excited to see this battle in the offseason. If he's going to make the roster, he's that big jump guy. He's that big jump ball guy. He's kind of that Alshon Jeffrey-ish, moldish guy. Did drop quite a bit because of the concerns at the college he played at. He played at a very small school versus competition that isn't as athletic and big as as the bigger colleges and as the bigger as in the NFL. But he did dominate at that level. So I'm excited to see what he has in store, and if he can ultimately keep the streak going, if he's going to be the guy to keep the streak going, if it does continue going. So yeah, I thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And this was another awesome episode of the JDW Sports Talk Show. And as always, this is where every fan is welcome.